Okay, I'm going to say something that may lovingly irritate the part of you that really wants to be a good spiritual person. If money feels hard, it's not because you're shallow, it's because you're human. And if you're smart, intuitive, heart-led, you just might be more sensitive to money than the average person, because money doesn't just touch math. Money touches safety. Money touches identity. Money touches the part of you that wants to belong and not be judged and not be seen as too much. So if you've ever wanted more while simultaneously flinching at more, yeah, we're talking about that today. And by the time we're done, you'll understand why it's not really a pricing issue and safety can be rewired. So let's do this. Before we jump in, do me a favor. Just take one deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that again. In and out. Now, put a hand on your chest or your belly, wherever you feel your truth. And because money work isn't just mindset, it's actually nervous system. It's conditioning, it's part of your memory. And here's the intention for this particular episode. Money is not my master. Money is my mirror. And I'm willing to look at what it's been trying to show me without shame. I'll add one more. It's safe for me to receive support. I have spent the last decade and a half inside the spiritual marketplace, both as a customer and a businesswoman, long enough to watch it evolve from one brave channeler, a folding chair, and a hope-filled PayPal button into global platforms, best-selling authors, premium retreats, and full-on media empires with lights, cameras, teams, and real budgets. I started as a business partner to a channeler, and that chapter taught me something that still holds. Spiritual work is real work. And here's what never stops surprising me. Some of the smartest, most intuitive, most heart-led people that I know and have worked with still don't feel safe with money. And it's not because they're shallow. It's because they're human. And because there's that unspoken tension that lives in the spiritual world, we want global impact, and then we feel weird setting income goals. We want to serve more people, and then we feel guilty charging like a grown-up. We want to build a movement, and then we treat money like it's a character flaw. And that misunderstanding is expensive. Because when you don't feel safe with money, you don't just undercharge, you overgive, you overexplain, and then you quietly worry about bills when trying to change lives. I have seen it so many times, and that's not alignment. That's what I like to call martyrdom with a logo. So today we're going to clean this up gently, practically, and with spirit fully included, of course. Let's start here. A lot of spiritual entrepreneurs think it's a pricing issue, but what I see on repeat is that it's actually a safety issue. Because the moment you think charge more, your system often interprets that as judgment, rejection, being misunderstood, or how about this one, being labeled greedy. And this is not about weakness. This is actually biology. Your brain has something called loss aversion. Losses loom larger than gains. So even when the upside is obvious, more support, more stability, more impact, your brain overweights what could go wrong. So charge more doesn't register as expansion first, it actually registers as risk. And if you've ever wondered why you can want more but still flinch at more, that's why. Now, add spiritual conditioning in. Many people carry an invisible vow that sounds like virtue. Good spiritual people don't want too much. And it shows up dressed as humility, but underneath it, it can be fear of judgment. So you may have a subconscious script that says, stay humble, or wealth is suspicious, or wanting more makes you greedy. And then you set an invisible ceiling. Not because you don't want growth, I'm sure you do, but because you want to stay good. And belonging is powerful. So here's a truth that might sting, but it will set you free. Your subconscious will sacrifice money for belonging every time. So money isn't just testing strategy, it's testing who you believe you're allowed to be. And I know some of you are feeling something right now: tightness, defensiveness, mad at Joy for talking about this, guilt, annoyance. Good. Because money just felt that. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let me tell you the hard lesson that changed everything for me. My first spiritual business partner and I used to say to the universe, we will go anywhere and do anything for spirit as long as we know you are the Christ consciousness and as long as you pay our bills. And guess what happened? Our bills got paid and we stayed broke. We had to always be working, never resting, because there wasn't just that little bit more to get ahead. We weren't truly resourced. And while it felt safe, it definitely kept us small. The belief that had to collapse was this: safety comes from keeping the ask small. And the shift started when we changed our statement to, thank you, universe, bring us more. And the business took off. Now, before your logical brain goes, okay, Joy, but that's a little woo, let me translate it into practical terms. When you only ask to have your bills paid, you'll end up building a business that can only hold bills. You build a business that requires constant output for basic survival. But when you allow yourself to ask for more, you start actually making different decisions. You price differently, you structure differently, you market differently, you hire sooner, you build systems, you get out of survival mode. And that changes everything. Because scarcity doesn't just affect your bank account. Scarcity narrows the mind. I'm going to say that again. Scarcity narrows the mind. It actually consumes mental bandwidth, leaving less capacity for planning, creativity, and long-term decisions. Meaning, scarcity will stop your mission in its tracks. Now, can we talk about religion for a second? A lot of us came through religion. Maybe you stayed, maybe you left, maybe you rebuilt your spirituality from scratch, but many people, including myself, absorbed some version of money is worldly, wanting money is greedy, rich people are questionable, and yet, in many churches, parishioners are asked to tithe, and usually it's 10% of income. So let's be honest about this paradox. If money is bad, why does the church want more of it? And if the church benefits when its people earn more, why would earning more be unspiritual? Well, that cognitive dissonance doesn't just live in your thoughts. It lives in your whole body. Now layer on modern reality. Mega organizations, spiritual or not, they have infrastructure. Broadcasts like this cost money. Facilities like this cost money. Teams to support it cost money. And yes, even those fancy little microphones like I have on my sweater here costs money. So here's the simple truth. Your spiritual business has the same math. The moment you want to reach more humans, money becomes part of the infrastructure. Not because you're greedy, because you're building something real. And your mission is sacred. Yet your business still has bills. And both can be true. Now, let's address the biggest myth in the spiritual marketplace. Low prices equal more impact. I know it sounds noble, it gets applause. It's also one of the most sophisticated disguises for scarcity. Because if you never charge too much, no one can accuse you of being greedy, right? But building from the low price up usually requires more volume, more content, more marketing, more support tickets, more hustle. And if you're doing it all on your own, that translates into burnout. So low ticket can be beautiful after you have a stable foundation. I know this is not the way most people do this, but building from low ticket first is not automatically more impact. It's often just, can we be honest here? It's often just more exhaustion. Ask me how I know. I've done it many times. And it's exactly why I created the Million Dollar Lightworker framework, to help spiritual entrepreneurs build businesses that fund the mission without draining the messenger. Now, I'm going to say something that sounds a little spicy, but it's ethical. A high-ticket offer is often the most ethical place to start. Why? Well, because a premium flagship offer lets you stabilize your business with fewer clients. You can hire support sooner, you can build systems sooner, you can breathe sooner. And when you can breathe, you serve better. So even the saints, people love to bring up, like the Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, their missions required funding through organizations, through donors, through patrons, through infrastructure. They have food, travel, printing, staff, buildings, outreach costs. And that stuff doesn't get paid for with vision boards. The real question isn't, should spiritual people make money? The real question is, can money serve the mission cleanly? Okay, take a deep breath. Notice how you feel right now as we talk about money. Because money just felt that. If you feel tight, defensive, guilty, upset with joy that we're talking about this, annoyed, avoidant, money felt that. And I'm not saying that as a cute quote. I'm really saying it as a diagnostic tool. If you want a new relationship with money, you don't start by forcing a number on a spreadsheet. I mean, of course, goals help, yeah, but you start by shifting how you feel in the presence of money. Here's one of my favorite tiny practices. Put a $100 bill in your wallet and don't spend it. So even if you are broke, just seeing it shifts your brain from, I can't afford, to, I'm choosing not to buy that right now, because chances are you could probably buy it with that $100 bill. That's nervous system work. That's not just mindset work. It teaches your body, I have options. Do this anytime you catch yourself spiraling. Put one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Inhale slowly for 4, and exhale for 6. And say, it is safe to receive support. Again, inhale, 4, exhale, 6. It is safe to receive support. One more time. In for 4 and out for 6. It is safe to receive support. Now notice the shift just from those 3 breaths. And celebrate even the smallest change, because gratitude builds safety. Now, why does that matter? Because money just felt that. I love playful spiritual experiments because sometimes your logical brain wants receipts, wants proof, right? So here are 3 experiments that help rewire money safety. Experiment number 1, the money safety meter. Do this for 7 days. Once a day, ask, how safe do I feel with money today? From 1 to 10. Then write 1 line, I feel unsafe because, or I'd feel safer if. Don't fix it. Just for 7 days, witness your answer. Okay, experiment number 2. I call this receiving reps, like working out, right? Do this one for 5 days. Receive something small without deflecting. How many times do we receive a compliment and say, oh, this old thing? oh, my hair? Oh, yeah, no, it's been this way forever. We deflect the compliment. So I don't care if it's a compliment, help, maybe a referral from somebody, maybe even an invoice got paid or you got a gift. Your only response is, thank you, I received that. Because receiving is a muscle, and the more you work it, the stronger it gets. So experiment number 3, I call this Universe Show Me. This is actually one of my favorite ones. And do this within a 48-hour period. Set this intention. In the next 48 hours, show me a sign that support is available, or whatever it is that you're looking for. And I usually ask for 3 signs because I'm a healthy skeptic. And you can even tell the universe what you want the sign to be. Mine are hearts. I see them everywhere when I go through this experiment. Track what happens. Not just the money, but also the support and how it shows up. You see, your brain is a pattern finder. And if it can find patterns in lack, which is most likely what it's doing, it can also find patterns in possibility. So just train it to find possibility again. And here's the cap nobody admits they have. A lot of spiritual people don't fear money. Their real fear is what money might change. They fear becoming too much, or maybe you were taught directly or indirectly that being too much gets you punished. So of course you'd stay under the ceiling, and that ceiling often looks like enough to pay bills. It feels safe, but it keeps you in survival. And survival is a terrible place to try to serve from. So here's one question to journal on. What am I afraid will change about me if I become truly resourced? Let me repeat that. What am I afraid will change about me if I become truly resourced? That one question alone can unlock your next level. Okay, quick pulse check. Let's do a 2-minute quiz or less. When you think, and I want you to score yourself a 1, just 1 point for each answer that you say yes to. When you think about raising your rates, do you feel tight? That would be a 1. Neutral would be a 0. And excited would be a -1. Do you avoid looking at bank accounts or numbers? If you said yes, give yourself a 1. Do you undercharge so you don't feel guilty? If you said yes, give yourself a 1. Do you associate money with judgment or danger? Give yourself a 1 if you said yes. Do you feel safer giving than receiving? Give yourself a 1 if you said yes. Now score yourself. If you only had 1, 0 to 1, you are a very stable receiver. If you got a 2 to 3 yeses, you're a cautious receiver. And if you had 4 to 5 yeses, you're a braced receiver. And if you're a braced receiver, welcome to the club. That just means your nervous system is ready for a new story. So take one more breath. May you stop confusing struggle with virtue. May you release martyrdom disguised as humility. May you remember that being resourced isn't selfish, it's actually responsible. Because money removes unnecessary suffering. I mean, money funds studios and scholarships and broadcasts and teams and self-care, which we all need. And most importantly, money helps you to reach the people that you were born to reach. So if you felt unsafe with money, you're not failing. You're just waking up. And that's beautiful. Now, how does that feel? Because money probably felt that too. And by the way, inside our ecosystem, Kayla and I talk about this constantly. Your spirituality and your business don't thrive separately. They thrive together. And when you allow yourself to receive the support it takes to lead the women your people need, if this landed for you, here are 2 aligned next steps inside our world. If you're earlier in the journey, meaning you're building consistency and confidence in your foundations, the Conscious Creators Circle is the perfect home base. It's supportive, grounded, and it helps you build money safety and momentum without the pressure cooker. Now, if you're already in motion and you know you're here to build something bigger, a movement-level business with a premium offer, clean systems, and real infrastructure, you're probably an MDL, Million Dollar Lightworker woman. And Million Dollar Lightworker is for the entrepreneur who's ready to stop doing random acts of marketing and stop undercharging out of fear and build a high-integrity ecosystem that funds the mission and expands your reach. Because your mission is supposed to be a blessing, not a burden. And you don't need to become a corporate robot or a mega church to do it. You just need clarity, a clean offer, and the courage to receive. If you know a woman who's been undercharging and overgiving, send her this episode, and I will see you next time. Until then, stay kind, stay clear, and keep your mission funded, because money just felt that.